Let's understand meditation's 3 circles of deconstruction. This morning's lesson is drawn from the 3 circles section of Avalokiteshvara's The Heart of Wisdom Sutra. Together, let's chant. No sensation, no flavor, no sound, no sight, no phenomena that once perceived cannot be released. No body, no tongue, no nose, no ears, no eyes, no mind that once perceived cannot be released. No feeling, no tasting, no smelling, no hearing, no seeing, no noticing that once perceived cannot be released. Let's take a deeper dive. Now remember, as we discussed previously, the wisdom trainings of the Buddha, 90% of the wisdom trainings only make sense when seen through a lens, a figurative lens, often metaphoric, that I reverse engineer into similes. So when we say there is no sensation, we cannot take that literally. Remember, the first enlightenment factor is mindfulness. So how do we reconcile these two statements? By playing with the possibility that this could be a metaphor. So when we reverse engineer it, the metaphor becomes there is no sensation that once perceived cannot be released. Now, this is not going to be highly theoretical. We're going to go straight into some exercises, even before we start the formal meditation session. Now, for some very, very, very strange reason, the majority of, Sturgeon's law reminds us that the majority, 90% of everything is crap. Sadly, that also includes meditation teachers. And when we say crap, what do we mean? We mean they're following the path of Devadatta, the path of Yang, the path of patriarchy, the path of being rigid, fearful, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel. And there is a very prominent Dzogchen teacher. Dzogchen is a style of Tibetan, a Tibetan name for meditation. So there is a Tibetan meditation teacher who's growing in popularity. But like so many teachers, she is enthusiastically disempowering her students. And they love it. They throw power and money and prestige at her. Disempower us some more, their behavior seems to say. And so this individual will say, oh yeah, the 3 circles are very, very difficult, and you can't expect to understand it until you're fully enlightened. Malarkey. Hang out with me right now, and by the time we're done with this lesson, you'll understand it. So every time we breathe in, thanks to the sympathetic nervous system, we're wired to notice things. No, we're not wired for mind blanking. No, we're not wired for concentration, or at least sustainably, but we are wired to notice things vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. Every time we exhale, we are wired, thanks to our parasympathetic nervous system, we're wired to both physically relax as well as mentally release. Therefore, whatever we perceive, we can release simply by using the most rudimentary meditation techniques, which we'll hit in just a couple seconds, a few seconds. But allow me to remind you, releasing does not mean shoving away. It means releasing our resistance to it. We go through life resisting the presence of things we feel are harmful. We resist the absence of things we feel are beneficial. This is not because we're bad people. This is not because we believe in a real self. It's because of evolution. We have two, reward systems. One's dopamine-oriented, and one's oxytocin-oriented. And the more we listen to our oxytocin reward system, the happier we are. And the more we listen to our dopamine-oriented reward system, the less happy we are. So from that perspective, let's play with the 18 exercises. This is them right there, but that's small enough to make you go blind, so through the magic of the computer, I've increased their size. So it's simple. For the next few moments, as we breathe in, let's silently and mentally recite sensation. And as we exhale, let's silently and mentally recite relaxing. And now let's explore the body that experiences sensation. The sensation can be someone kissing you on the cheek, or punching you in the nose, or any other permutation. But it's the body that experiences that sensation. So let's play with that right now. This body, relaxing. Now, this is not an affirmation. During our inhalation, we're silently and mentally reciting body. During our exhalation, we're silently and mentally reciting relaxing. Why do that? Because this sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system responsible for our inhalations and exhalations is in our spinal cord, not in the big old 3-pound supercomputer between our ears that we call a brain. And a brain, like a child, can sometimes be quite klutzy. And so if the klutzy child wants to help the parent do a project, the parent has to give them a very specific instruction, like hold this flashlight, point it here. So by allowing the brain to participate with the autonomic nervous system's mindfulness meditation, we give it words or phrases to silently and mentally recite, and all of a sudden the brain begins to align intentionally with the spinal cord. So this body, relaxing. So when the body and an outside source of sensation interface, the mind to the central nervous system experiences a feeling. So this feeling, relaxing. So the Buddha took the 5 senses and added a 6th sense called the mind, and then gave each of these senses 3 exercises for a total of 18. And these 18 exercises, non-mystically, non-magically, very, very pragmatically, can demystify our experience. The experience that we often reach for or shove against. So we're going to switch channels now, or switch pages, and work with flavors. And flavor here is a reference to the external. It could be my grandmother. Used to start every morning with a slice of fresh cantaloupe, a cup of black coffee, and a fistful of vitamins. So that was an interesting set of flavors, if you ask me. So flavor here would be whatever object is the source of flavor. And now we explore the body part that responds to flavor. This here, tongue, relaxing. And yes, English teachers across the planet are now grasping their pearls in horror at my word choice. This tasting, relaxing. So, yes, these exercises are inferred in the Heart of Wisdom Sutra attributed to Avalokiteshvara. But they first appeared, or I don't know first, but they appeared in the Pali Canon used by the Theravadan school in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, which is often found in the longer collection known in English as the Longer Discourses of the Buddha. So this is nothing new to Buddhism. So we switch gears now to the three circles of scent. And I'm reminded of a dog we once had, a Lhasa Apso. She was fond of napping, and so we would smell her before we would see her often. That there scent, relaxing. And as we inhale, this here nose. As we exhale, we silently and mentally recite, relaxing. And now the mind's experience of the interface of the two, this smelling, relaxing. And so what happens is, as we play with these three kind of meditative sensory permutations, the sensory experience begins to feel less graspable. It begins to feel as if it was as non-graspable as a vast empty void. What is a real world example of a non-graspable vast empty void? How about the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although could be tantalizing to the eye, is non-graspable to the hand? We now come to the three auditory circles, beginning with that there sound, relaxing, perhaps your favorite rock and roll song. Or right now, the sound of my space heater cooking my tushy behind me. These here ears, relaxing. So these here ears we silently and mentally recite as we breathe in. Relaxing, we silently and mentally recite as we breathe out. And now we deconstruct the actual experience of sound. This hearing, relaxing. We switch to the three circles of vision. That there sight relaxing. So anything your eyes can perceive in your immediate environment. For instance, I'm looking out above the edge of my laptop towards a very pretty statue of two Buddhas sporting in tantric union. These here eyes relaxing. This seeing relaxing. And now we come to the sixth and final set of the three circles. Phenomena. So I love the word phenomena because it reminds me of that song from the late 60s, banana na 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 na, banana na 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 na. That's what phenomena sounds to me. Anyway, so phenomena is any concept. So it reads this here mind, but yeah, this here mind. That'll work. This here mind relaxing. And now you put them together, and what do you get? You get noticing. What a wonderful way to explore interdependence, not theoretically, but viscerally. Things seem independent, but they are remarkably independent. That brings us to the second fold of the Eightfold Path, wishing love. Because we live in an interdependent world, our choices and our utterances and our deeds can have a beneficial effect, a soothing effect on the world around us, on the individuals who populate the world around us, the individuals with whom we share this world, which to me is quite beautiful. I look forward to chanting and meditating with you after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent more than 8 hours a day, every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each sect of Buddhism so that you would not have to. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. And look, this time I remembered to turn off the kitchen light. Yippee! Okay. Last night I forgot, and boy did I feel absurd. Let's play with the latest iteration of Shakyamuni's Easy Dzogchen. Shakyamuni is the historical Buddha, known by many names, including Gautama, Siddhartha, and Shakyamuni. Whether he or she was real or archetypical is beside the point. The test of the teachings is not how old they are, who gave them, but the effects that they generate when we apply them. Let's review the mantra's meaning, and as such, also train and peripherally train in love and letting go. Creative spelling. How can you write creatively if you don't spell creatively? Together. With only invoke the example of the Muni was one Muni wise one, Maha greatly wise one Muni, yea of the Shakya Soha, wishing enlightenment for all. We're going to bring, for the entirety of this morning's practice, we're going to bring the spontaneous play of mind into the path of awareness and letting go. This is known by many names, including Dzogchen's Great Completion Stage, Sutra Mahamudra, I get my D's and T's confused, Ati Yoga, as well as Treksha, which can translate into slice through, as in the larger phrase, using mindfulness and meditation to slice through the duality of hope and fear. So here we're going to flip-flop, like cooking a pancake. We're going to flip-flop between mantra meditation and silent meditation. And so this is the basic instruction for all this morning's mantra meditations. As we breathe in, we could silently and mentally recite, relaxing into the awareness of this. What is this? What is this? What is this? Love that song. Anyway, this is whatever seems to cartwheel across the stage of our mind, whatever sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like, whatever emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, or imaginings. As we chant 4 repetitions of this 12-syllable mantra per breath, we do our best to physically relax simultaneously. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Yesuwa, 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 Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Yesuwa. Let's explore the iconography of the archetypes. For the next 4 exercises, we're going to rely upon the metaphor of training wheels. So we're going to begin with both metaphoric training wheels. Now, as I mentioned previously, every time we inhale, we effortlessly and automatically access the sympathetic nervous system ensconced within the thoracic region of our spinal cord. It is evolved not for mind blanking, nor for concentration, but instead to simply notice, and to do so vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. Perhaps that is why Samantabhadara and Samantabhadari in Karma Mudra are depicted as naked to represent the vulnerability of mindfulness. We're going to exercise this vulnerability thusly. During the inhalation, we're going to silently and mentally recite, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. And as we exhale, we're going to silently and mentally recite, relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Eswa. 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 Let us remove the first of two metaphoric training wheels, thus reducing the length of our contemplative exercise from 12 syllables per breath down to just 3. Every time we exhale, whether we know it or not, we are effortlessly and automatically accessing our parasympathetic nervous system. It too is ensconced within our spinal cord, this time in the lower lumbar region and the upper cervical region, either at the top of the neck or the bottom of the brain, depending upon how you like organizing things. Every time we exhale, this parasympathetic nervous system is wired to support both physical relaxation as well as mental release. And a frequently occurring theme in the exercises to follow is this: that as we exhale, as we relax into our exhalation, whatever we noticed during our previous inhalation can begin to feel less graspable. Now we add in the figures of speech. Can begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. But, you might ask, what is a real-world example of a non-graspable vast empty void? How about the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although could be tantalizing to the eye, is not graspable to the hand? Perhaps that is why Kuntu Zong Po and Kuntu Zong Mo, Yab Yum, are depicted as being translucent and intangible. So let's physically practice mindfulness by silently and mentally reciting Sitting Tall during the inhalation, remembering to generate a vertical traction between our tuchus and our head. Let's practice then physical meditation during our exhalation by silently and mentally reciting relaxing. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Esawa. 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 Oopsie, got a little carried. No, I didn't. Never mind. Don't mind me. I'm just an idiot. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Esawa. 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 Dude, last night I had these nightmares that Donald Trump was a samurai. And he was going to find the most horrible way to murder me, which was through asphyxiation, because there are many ways you can die peacefully. Asphyxiation is not one of them. It throws the central nervous system into turmoil. So I woke up from that dream, obviously, and then sat on the couch and tried to figure out, well, gee, if I was going to be murdered through asphyxiation, how could I die peacefully? So I'm a little punch drunk from sleep deprivation. There is a wonderful fringe benefit of mindfulness and meditation, and that is that the blood that can pool and in our amygdala, the seat of anxiety and aggression, can disperse and instead begin to collect at the anterior cingulate gyrus, just a few inches or so behind our forehead. This is the seat of empathy, the hub of our mirror neurons. Perhaps that is why all good one, mother and father in tantric union are portrayed as being beautiful. As we inhale, let's silently and mentally recite, notice this. And as we exhale, again, let's silently and mentally recite, relaxing. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Esawa. 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 Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Sowa. 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 Now let's remove the second of two metaphoric training wheels, reducing the length of our contemplative exercise from 3 syllables per breath down to just 1. During our inhalation, we can silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this. During our exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the monosyllabic verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. But wait, there's more. Consider how cloud-colored gal is depicted as sporting in tantric union and wanton abandon. Perhaps that could remind us that spontaneity trumps contrivance. Consider, if you will, the very stable way that this sky-colored guy could passively sit in tantric union, reminding us that not all spontaneity need be scattered. The highest spontaneity is centered spontaneity. And perhaps that is why Cloud Gal and Sky Guy are depicted as doing the hibbity-dibbity. The highest Dzogchen lamas insist that the highest love is spontaneous and uncontrived, when our choices and our utterances and our deeds flow from the effortless effort of love's centered spontaneity. Then our life really is like the denizen of a real or imagined Buddha's paradise. Now that we've reached contemplative cruising altitude, together as a team, let us meditate as transformatively as Yoda on Dagobah under the guidance of the Force Ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. During the next 5 sets of exercises, oopsie, my mistake. During the next 4 sets of exercises, let's transcend the duality of the 4 bases of mindfulness. One moment. Let us lovingly wish that all being circumstances be as fortunate as a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, or Pure Land, or if you prefer Sanskrit, Vati. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Yesuwa. 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 As we relax into our exhalation, whatever circumstances we may have noticed during our previous inhalation could begin to feel as if they were as non-graspable as a real or imagined Buddha's paradise, comprised only of light. Let us lovingly wish that each being's body be as healthy as a real or imagined archetype of Yodam as depicted in Buddhist art. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Yesuwa. 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 Please bear with me when I take a moment or two for a quick edit. Paste. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever bodies we may have noticed during our previous inhalation could begin to feel as if they were as non-graspable as a real or imagined Buddha's body comprised only of light. Do 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 do. All right, here we go. May each being's relationships be as loving as a real or imagined Buddha's speech symbolized as mantra. Om Muni Muni Ma Muni Eswa 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 Om Muni Muni Ma Muni Eswa. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever relationships we may have noticed during our previous inhalation could begin to feel as if they were as non-graspable as a real or imagined Buddha speech symbolized by a multi-syllable mantra comprised only of light. Let us lovingly wish that each being's minds be as wise as a real or imagined Buddha's mind, symbolized as a seed mantra, bija, or tikle. Om Muni Muni Ma Muni Eswa 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 Om Muni Muni ma muni eso wa om, muni ma muni eso wa om, muni ma muni eso wa om, muni ma muni eso wa. Om muni ma muni eso wa om, muni ma muni eso wa om, muni ma muni eso wa om, muni ma muni eso wa. Om muni ma muni eso wa om, muni ma muni eso wa om, muni ma muni eso wa om, muni ma muni eso wa. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever perceptions, emotions, intentions, cognitions, memories, or imaginings we may have noticed during our previous inhalation could begin to feel as not graspable as a real or imagined Buddha's mind, symbolized by a one-syllable mantra comprised only of light. Let us seal this morning's practice with the love that wishes for the universal mastery of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, and as such train further in love and letting go. May all master love, may all master letting go and love. Om muni muni maha muni eso wa om, muni muni maha muni eso wa om, muni muni maha muni eso wa om, muni muni maha muni eso wa. May all master kind, communication, conduct, and commerce. Om muni muni ma muni eso wa om, muni muni ma muni eso wa om, muni muni ma muni eso wa om, muni muni ma muni eso wa. May all master the effortless effort of love's centered spontaneity. Om muni muni ma muni eso wa om, muni muni ma muni eso wa om, muni muni ma muni eso wa om, muni muni ma muni eso wa. May all master mindfulness and meditation. Om muni muni ma muni eso wa om, muni muni ma muni eso wa om, muni muni ma muni eso wa om, muni muni ma muni eso wa. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10 hours or so, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.